I know you've answered this today. What's needed? What do we need to do? And there is a little bit of me tending to the listeners right now who who genuinely say, okay, great, I feel it all, I understand it. What now? Tell me what to do.
Well, in the Medicine for the Long Dark essay, I lay out vital things. The first thing is friendship and community. There's no way we can face this alone. There's no way we can hold the immensity of grief and fear that's in the field right now. How do you hold Gaza? How do you hold, LA? How do you hold Minnesota? How do you hold countless things that are happening, We can't. So the first medicine that we need is friendship and community. Places of shelter. There's a wonderful term called refugia. And refugia was, I first came across it by Kathleen Dean Moore's wonderful book called Great Tide Rising, in which she relates an experience she had going out to Mount St. Helens, like 25, 30 years after the eruption, along with a group of scientists who basically expected to find nothing. They thought the devastation was so impactful and the debris field so dense that life basically would probably not return to that hillside, the mountainside. What they found shocked them, that little lees would form of debris over a piece of wood, and underneath that, a mole would be there, or a fern, or a piece of lichen, or moss would be growing, and they began to call these refugias, which they defined as small pockets of safety where life endures. That's a beautiful metaphor for us right now. For each of us to create little refugias, small pockets of safety where life endures. So friendship, community, neighbors, these can all become places where we speak the truth of what's in our hearts and souls. The second medicine I say we need is imagination. And not something I'm fantasizing about, but to become receptive to the imagination arising from the planet, from the earth, where you live, to become susceptible to impression. So we can begin to enact the gestures that repair. That's what my whole adult life has been about, has been trying to attune myself to the rituals, the practices that we need in order to repair and to return to some semblance of sanity. The third thing I say we need in the medicine is deep time remembrance of our ancestral inheritance. This is what Jung called the unforgotten wisdom at the core of the psyche, that we all have some intuitive, instinctive knowing that didn't get cut off when our traditions were forgotten and buried. There's some part of us, like when we do ritual together, frequently someone will say at the end of it, I've never done this before in my life, but it felt oddly familiar. Now, what is that oddly familiar? Some part of our psyche recognizes gathering in circle, singing together, weeping together, hugging each other and thanking each other for what they just did, sharing meals together, waking up and sharing dreams. Some part of us remembers this, even if it has not been part of our lived experience in this lifetime. So that gives me great hope as well, that there's a deep time inheritance that we can call upon and practice. And there's more medicines to go on, but that's a good place to start. Friendship, imagination, and remembrance.